It's time again for your 30-minute dose of information. Welcome to Jamaica Magazine. I am Theodore Henry. Foster a child today. We'll talk about its far-reaching effects. Also, the lottery scamming prevention campaign is in schools and students are joining the cause. Learn more about that later in the program. And that's not all we have for you, but you'll have to stay tuned to find out more.
I am your child.
I am your child.
I am your child.
I am your child.
No child is just your child.
No child is just my child.
Every child is Jamaica's future.
Every you coming like a man.
We must do better.
They are all our children.
I am your child.
Good day, I'm Tamara McHale and this is your GIS News for Monday, May 9. Government will be looking at developing a policy on work which will focus on volunteerism. Prime Minister Andrew Holness made the announcement at last week's launch of Workers' Week and Labor Day.
We can, as a people, achieve so much if we are coordinated, organized, and motivated.
Mr. Holness assured that while the administration pursued economic growth and job creation, equal attention would be paid to the sustainable development of the country.
And that means that we will be engaging the people of Jamaica through our education system, through our health system, through our media and communications, in getting us to voluntarily use our efforts, our labor, to secure our environment.
Workers' Week commences on May 15 and will culminate on Labor Day, May 23. For health's sake, Keep It Clean is this year's Labor Day theme, with a national project to focus on identifying and destroying mosquito breeding sites in Gregory Park and Washington Mews, Portmore.
Together, we will try to have an impact on the breeding sites for mosquitoes and reduce the spread of the Zika virus in Jamaica.
Minister with Portfolio Responsibility for Water, Dr. Horace Chang, says the corporate area should be drought resilient by the year 2018. He was speaking with Ian Boyne on JIS TV's Issues and Answers program last Sunday. Minister Chang said the government would be implementing multi-million-dollar projects to alleviate water lockoffs during periods of drought. He indicated that one of the projects involved the construction of a 15-gallon water plant in Rio Cobra, St. Catherine, which should be ready within the next 18 months.
When that is combined with the non-revenue water program that's proceeding in the corporate area, it should begin in another 3 months and was funded by the Inter-American Development Bank loans. We should be drought resilient in 24 months' time for the corporate area.
The Greenfield Multipurpose Stadium in Trelawney is to be utilized for sport tourism as the government seeks to reinvigorate the facility. Sport Minister Olivia Grange says funds have been allocated in the 2016-2017 budget for further development of the facility. She was speaking with JIS News on Saturday at the 2016 Jamaica International Invitational Meet.
The location and the way the Trelawney Stadium is set up, it has the ambience. It's just perfect. What we have to do, we have to upgrade the facilities. We have to put in a running track and a number of other things in order now to bring it to world standard.
$91 million is budgeted for infrastructural repairs and development of a water distribution system at the Trelawney Multipurpose Stadium during the fiscal year. Jamaican coaches and athletes are to benefit from a sport exchange program with the Japanese government. The Friendship Exchange Agreement was signed recently by the Totori Athletic Association and Jamaica Athletics Administration Association, J3As. It follows last month's meeting of the sports administrators in Japan, where they signed a memorandum of understanding to advance relations.
I want to encourage the athletes and coaches to make the best use of this opportunity as we look forward to Japan hosting the Olympic Games in 2020.
It is my sincere wish that, having completed the agreement, we will see intensive and extensive exchanges between TAA and JAA through sports. Please rest assured, our embassy will make its best effort to support such exchanges.
This friendship exchange agreement shows the ability of sports to transcend not only national borders, different cultures and politics, to truly unite nations and people in a way that only sports can.
And finally, the Registrar General's Department, RGD, will be hosting a regional conference aimed at standardizing civil registration practices and improving identity protection. RGD's inaugural Civil Registration and Identity Management Conference will be held at the Montego Bay Convention Center from July 6 to 8. Registrars from 25 territories in the Caribbean will be engaged in discussions and the sharing of ideas and experiences, focused on the theme Civil Registration, a Post-Development Imperative.
We also are looking at trying to look at standardizing the various protocols in data collection, because there are issues in data collection, worldwide. And as a region, we think maybe we may have ideas which we can share and best practices in data collection. We also are considering this to be an area that we can start a network, a Caribbean network of civil registrars.
RGD's Chief Executive Officer was speaking at a recent JIS think tank. And that's it for JIS News today. I'm Tamara McHale. Thanks for watching.
All the people them with a Zig V, hold up your hand. Zig V in the Caribbean territory, but we now want that virus take set pan we. So make sure send no stagnant water inside and mash up all mosquito breed inside. Pour hole in the tin them where you dash way and change the water in your vase every day. No litter, dispose of your garbage proper. You know them the tin the we turn drain backer. Tour your community and tour your yard for suppress mosquito. We have figure hard dash we old tire turn over drum pan for prevention is the greatest weapon. And special shout out to pregnant ladies, protect yourselves and protect your babies. Draw for your zapper and your mosquito spray. If you do all that we can to keep them away. How we know wasn't me.
Prime Minister Andrew Holness attends Energy Summit and condemns the brutal slaying of police officers and U.S. missionaries. Recapping the week that was, the details right now in Jamaica House Weekly.
We can, as a people, achieve so much if we are coordinated, organized, and motivated.
This past week, the Prime Minister and his team organized around tackling energy, national security, and a workplace policy focused on volunteerism, among other things. This is Jamaica House Weekly. I'm Carrie-Ann Smith. Prime Minister Andrew Holness met with more than 40 United States investors last week, encouraging them to take advantage of the many opportunities for doing business in Jamaica. He addressed the investors at a joint meeting of the U.S. Chamber of Commerce and the American Chamber of Commerce of Jamaica in Washington, D.C. on May 5, assuring them that the risk to investment was being minimized. The meeting followed Mr. Holness's participation in the U.S. Caribbean Central American Energy Summit from May 3 to 4. That summit resulted in the launch of the Caribbean Sustainable Energy Roadmap and Strategy, CSERM's platform. This is a mechanism that will manage regional coordination and action on energy security. Upon his return to the island, Prime Minister Andrew Holness announced that his administration would be looking at developing a policy on work, focusing on volunteerism.
The government will be looking to institutionalize this, to have Jamaicans organized around efforts to improve their health, their environment.
The Prime Minister was speaking at Friday's launch of Workers' Week and Labor Day 2016. Workers' Week commences on May 15 and will culminate on Labor Day, which is being observed this year under the theme, For Health's Sake, Keep It Clean. The National Project Day will take place at Gregory Park and Washington Mews in Portmore to identify and destroy mosquito breeding sites.
This government intends to ensure that while we pursue economic growth and job creation, indeed the prosperity agenda, that we equally pursue the sustainable development of our country. We preserve our environment.
The team at the Office of the Prime Minister also addressed other aspects of national development last week. On Wednesday, Darrell Vaz, who shares portfolio responsibility for the Ministry of Economic Growth and Job Creation, asserted that government was moving ahead with the development of a National Spatial Data Infrastructure (NSDI) policy.
This will ensure that the island's spatially referenced data products and services are made available and accessible to all users.
Minister Vaz was addressing the official launch of Geography Awareness Week. He said NSDI policy would be sent to Cabinet for review and approval, following consultations with government entities and other stakeholders.
GIS technology is critical to the planning process of any country that is serious about growth and development in the 21st century.
On Thursday, meanwhile, Minister Horace Chang announced the government's plans to seek public-private partnerships in the development of water, housing and other critical sectors. Dr. Chang said this would be done through the mobilization of private sector skills, technology, funds and efficiencies.
What we are now seeking to do, another effort by a government of the Jamaica Labour Party, is to restructure the government that hopefully when we get on the period of growth this time we can get into a period that we will consider a sustainable economic development program. We have to somehow ensure that the institutions we build have the intrinsic capacity to carry the country on a forward agenda.
National security also occupied the attention of the Office of the Prime Minister last week. Led by Prime Minister Andrew Holness, a team of senior government members visited the family of slain woman Corporal Judith Williams and announced that government would be assisting them as they deal with their loss.
We have given our commitment that we will assist the family. We were very heartened by the daughter, the last child of Corporal Williams, how determined she was to continue her mother's work, and she's now determined to serve in the Jamaica Constabulary Force. She wants to serve Jamaica that way and to honor her mother.
National Security State Minister Pernell Charles Jr. will act as the liaison between the family and the state. Following that visit, Prime Minister Holness journeyed to St. Mary, where he extended condolences to the family of the 2 American missionaries who were killed recently. Mr. Holness promised that the security forces would be using their resources to bring the killers of Harold Nichols and Randy Hensel to justice.
We treat all of these kinds of crimes seriously. The police will be investigating, putting the full weight of the Jamaican government behind it. And I want to thank you for the work that you have done, all of you have done for the country. We're very grateful. And I know that there are many Jamaicans, not just those who have benefited, but all the thinking Jamaicans are weeping with you at this moment, surrounding you and praying for you and your family and your friends here in Jamaica and in the United States.
Before wrapping up his engagements last week, Prime Minister Andrew Holness used the occasion of Teachers' Day to express high praises for Jamaica's educators, who he said were making an invaluable contribution to the growth and development of the nation. In his Teachers' Day message, Mr. Holness acknowledged that the job of a teacher was much more than facilitating learning, pointing out that educators were also role models, counselors, nutritionists, and so much more. He said government would continue to partner with teachers in creating an improved education system. And Prime Minister Holness also took time out to meet with Global Youth Ambassador Desirasi Freckleton, who stopped by his office. And that's how we close Jamaica House Weekly. Join us next time for more of the news coming out of the Office of the Prime Minister.
Be an active participant in your child's life. Spend time with your child. No phones, no television, no distractions, just the two of you. Get to know your child through play. Why not go to the park and get on the monkey bars? Sharing a meal can also be a time of bonding. If your child's in school, be involved in school activities. Speak with your child's teacher, follow up on their progress in school, and see how you can help. Assist them with homework. Attend parent-teacher meetings and support school fundraising events. Remember, your child's future is in your hands. Safeguard it.
So glad you are a child of mine.
Many of us have big dreams of changing the world. On our to-do list is to rid the world of poverty, find the cure for AIDS, get rid of Zika, and the list goes on. It's possible. If you try hard enough, perhaps you can be the change we've all been waiting for. But here's something to think of that you can do now. Foster a child. Take a little boy or girl home and show them the meaning of true love. Learn more in the upcoming feature.
Many children in Jamaica face extremely difficult realities in their families and communities. In some cases, their parents cannot care for them, and there is no one in the community to give these children the care and protection they deserve. So the government authorities have no option but to remove them from the situation and place them in the care of a state agency. These children need our love and compassion. Have you ever considered how you could contribute to the government's effort to do just that? Yes, you could, by becoming a foster parent. Foster care provides a safe family haven for children aged 0 to 18 years who have become wards of the state. To take us through the process of fostering a child is Francine Rooms, Parish Manager of the South Region of the Child Development Agency, CDA. Thanks for joining us today.
Delighted.
All right, we know that for a person to become a parent, it requires a high level of child-rearing skills. Who can become a foster parent?
Anyone who has a love in their heart for children, to take care of somebody's child who is not their own. Anybody between the ages of 25 to 65, a single person, a couple, and somebody who just wants to give to a child who does not have their biological parent to take care of them.
Apart from the emotional satisfaction of just being able to care for a child, what other benefits are there?
Our foster care program, the emotional aspect of it is the part that we mostly emphasize, because the government gives a small stipend, which that in itself cannot encourage anyone to be a foster parent. They definitely have to have the love in their heart, really want to help a child, and want somebody to become a part of their family.
Do I have to go through any particular process?
Yes, there is a process.
What's that?
The first thing is you need to complete an application form. The application form really asks for basic information as it relates to the applicant. They also have to submit 2 photographs, which is stamped and certified by a JP, and they also have to submit 2 references from notable persons, justice of the peace, teacher, pastor.
How long does it take for this entire thing to go through? After I've submitted that, what else do I do?
Okay, we go through the application form, and if it is that we are satisfied that this person can become a foster parent based on the information that is provided, then it is signed off, and then we do a intensive home assessment. So we visit the home, see where the child is going to be staying. We talk to family members to find out how they feel about this new child coming into the home. After that is done, we also undergo training. So foster parents are trained in parenting skills. We assist them in terms of budgeting.
I know that you mentioned the training in which after they have gone through the process and get accepted, they go through training. Is there any other follow-up following that?
Okay, when the children are placed in foster care, they are assigned a caseworker. The caseworker is supposed to visit the home every 6 weeks. There's also the office where they can come and make whatever issues they have, it can be discussed. There's counseling, support counseling. If there are other issues as relates to the children, they can be referred to see the clinical psychologist and other support services.
what are some of the responsibilities pertaining to the child that a foster parent, what do they have to do after getting this child?
Okay. A foster parent should treat a child just as his biological child. The basic rights of a child: provide clothes, food, shelter, ensure that the child is in school. We also encourage that the child is going to church, and we want them to provide all the basic needs that the child has. So fostering is no different from having your own biological child. It's basically the same thing.
Mrs. Francine Rooms, thanks a lot for talking with us.
You're welcome.
Becoming a foster parent demands a high level of commitment to child rearing. Foster parents are expected to treat a foster child with love, care, dignity and respect as they would their own biological children. For more information on how you can become a foster parent, please contact the Child Development Agency at 48 Duke Street, Kingston. Telephone 967-1614.
Students and administrative staff at the Wolmer's School participated in a solidarity campaign to end child abuse. It was dubbed Hands Across Wolmer's. A few students had this to share.
I think child abuse is that it has a very great impact on children. Like it's very impact on their schoolwork. Sometimes they are very depressed and they have issues, and the teachers would not know unless they speak to them about it. You see, they have issues, you can ask them what is happening.
Across Jamaica, there's a lot of people a lot of children being abused, and just seeing us as children out here taking a stand against it, maybe they'll have the strength to come out and share their stories to find justice for themselves. Not because you're an adult means that you're right all the time. Sometimes the child is also right. So I think just the mere fact of listening to them will make a difference.
Preparing for CSEC exams? Visit ELJAM's virtual learning environment for free study notes, videos, and quizzes in 11 subjects. www.elearnjavle.org.
They will come when they will try to escape, and there will be nowhere to run.
No one is above the law. We encourage all Jamaicans to join the fight against corruption, organized criminality, these nefarious activities that stymies our country's progress. I want to encourage all Jamaicans to call. We have a secure line, 1-800-CORRUPT. Call anytime, and we will treat the information received with the highest standard of confidentiality. We need your help. We want to elicit your support.
Call 1-800-CORRUPT. That's 1-800-267-7878. Be the change. Report corruption today.
Up next, protecting our children from the dangers of lottery scamming. The Jamaica Constabulary Force has developed an initiative to do just that.
We know why, no let us scam in ya. We know why, no let us scam in ya.
Wise up, you, myself, wise up, you. A scammer, you want me to turn? Me not take that to the world. Me not go use no digi, nor no line to commit no fraudulent crime. Wise up, you, myself, wise up, you. It's better to learn the maths so you can get a good grade on your GSAT.
It's better to learn the communication tasks so it won't cause an alarm when someone you have to ask to fill out a simple form.
So guess what? Everybody read this to me now. Lottery scamming. Stop it before it stops you. Don't start.
This is really an intervention or an approach, a proactive approach that we are using to curb lottery scamming through social development. Because if we can get children to understand that lottery scamming is wrong and that it is a crime, right, then we will be starting a change.
Wise up, you, myself, wise up, you.
My you, my girl,
Don't be a phone confederate. That's not what it means to be literate.
Use their knowledge, use their mind for the betterment of mankind.
All of this is coming from my heart. So use education to play your part.
Get a good education. Stop lotto scamming before it stops you.
I want to ask you something this morning. Tell me, who wants to be scammed? Anybody here want to be scammed? No. That means you know what scamming is? Oh, you all know what scamming is? All right. Scamming is what? Tell me. It is stealing. You believe that? Of course, because it's not yours, and you call somebody, you know what they do when they scam? You call and you tell somebody that they win something. You know about that? When they didn't win anything, and you trick them and then you get them to send their money. It's not yours, so it is. It is stealing, and it is a trick, and it is pretending.
We know one, a lot of scamming ya. Learn up about an ability thing. Learn how to spell and their reading. Pay attention when teacher teaching. Run go to school before the bell ring. We know one, a lot of scamming ya.
We are going to be targeting also the high schools and the community colleges. And we are also going to be targeting the parent-teachers associations, the parent-teachers meeting, because we have to spread the message. Lottery scamming is wrong. It's a crime.
How can we prevent scamming?
By not tricking people.
Oh, give it up for him. Give it up. Come on, give it up for him. Such a brilliant young man. We have one more question. I'm going to ask you to give a statement. If you should say something to the scammers in Montego Bay, what would you say?
They should not scam because it will make them go to jail.
I think it is the way forward, not only for our school community, but also for the nation.
I believe that the MOCA team is doing a good job, and I would just like to encourage them to continue to go into more schools, as lottery scamming must be stopped, and it begins with the younger generation.
We know one, a lot of scamming ya.
If you want to be something that you see and who do him running, put on the phone, don't call for ring. When the law catch you, ding-a-ling-a-ling. Use up your hand and do the right thing. When result come,
We know one, a lot of scamming ya. We know one, a lot of scamming ya. We know one, a lot of scamming ya.
As we close our show for today, we leave you with this quote from leadership and change expert Sheila Moray Bethel. One of the most courageous things you can do is identify yourself. Know who you are, what you believe in, and where you want to go. Steps to follow that can lead to your success. Jamaica Magazine continues tomorrow, same time, same station. In the meantime, there's more information on our website, jis.gov.jm, and on Twitter @JISNews. If you've got ideas for future programs, send them to Jamaica Magazine @jis.gov.jm. I'm Theodore Henry. Walk good.
This has been a production of the Jamaica Information Service, the voice of Jamaica.